Good morning, my beloved learners. Allow me to welcome you back to the lesson. It has been a while since we have not communicated. I'm sorry, I have not been feeling well, but the grace of God has given me the strength again to come online so that I can get in touch with my learners wherever they are in the four corners of the world. So, welcome today, and I want us to have a discussion on the latitudes and longitudes that are found in Africa and the rest of the world, and how they are being how they affect the climate or the position of a country or times of a certain place. So today I want us to have a discussion on the latitudes and longitudes, and as you can see from my screen is that the longitudes are these are imaginary lines. In fact, when you see that imaginary lines, you cannot see them with your bare eyes. Those are lines that runs from the North Pole to South Pole. We call them longitudes, and also we can call them what we call meridians. So they are saying that they are also called meridians. In fact, the most important meridian is the prime meridian, or we can call it the Greenwich meridian, that runs from the North Pole to South Pole. And this longitude is marked as 0 degrees, and it divides Africa into two, the eastern side of Africa and the western side of Africa, or we can say the eastern side of the prime meridian and the western side of the prime meridian. So among the meridians, the longitude 20 degrees cuts across Africa into, in fact we can say cuts Africa vertically into two parts towards the western side and the south and the eastern side. So longitude 20 degrees cuts almost Africa into equal parts towards the western side and the eastern side. Remember, longitude is 0 degrees. The prime meridian or the Greenwich meridian passes through what we call a country in Africa known as Ghana, with the capital city Accra, and also we have the Greenwich town in London. Then we see that to the east of the longitudes, the east of the prime meridian, we have 180 degrees longitudes, and western side we have the 180 degrees. So in the total, in the universe, we have the total longitudes are 360. We have said 180 towards the eastern side of the prime meridian, and another 180 towards the western side. So in total we have 360 longitudes. The longitudes, they influence what we call time over place, and this one we calculate time whereby we have the eastwards of the prime meridian gaining time, while the westwards of the prime meridian we loses time. So which means that time is calculated using longitudes. One gains time eastwards and loses time westwards, which means all countries ahead or towards the eastern side of the prime meridian, in terms of hours they are ahead, and all countries on the westwards of the prime meridian, in terms of time, they are behind. Then from there we come to what we call latitudes. So the major effect of the longitudes, they influence time over place, and that's why when the globe, remember boys and girls listening and watching this clip, the sun does not move, does not rotate. What rotates is the earth among the planets. So as the earth rotates, it causes what we call difference along longitudes, along different longitudes, difference in time along different longitudes, and that's why we say that the longitudes influence is what we call time over place. And we have said in total we have 360 longitudes, 180 towards the western side and 180 towards the eastern side. And we have said longitude 20 degrees cuts Africa vertically into equal parts, the eastwards and the westwards. There are also the main longitudes, or the main meridian that we have in Africa is longitude 0 degrees, which is known as the prime meridian or the Greenwich meridian. which passes through Accra in Ghana and in Greenwich in London. Then also we have said that the major effect of the longitudes is that they influence time of a given place. So we have latitudes. We have latitudes also as another subtopic under the longitudes and latitudes, so the position of Africa. The latitudes are imaginary lines also that runs across. In fact, they run across from it is from west to east, not east to west. It's from west to east. And the most important is latitude 0 degrees. We name it equator. The equator is along latitude 0 degrees. And the equator divides Africa into halves. Two halves, one to the northern hemisphere and the southern, and another one to the southern hemisphere. So when Africa is being divided by equator into two equal parts, the northern side takes the northern hemisphere, and the southern part takes what we call the southern hemisphere. So in the world we have what we call latitudes. We have latitudes. In fact, we have 5 latitudes. And in Africa we have the 3 major latitudes in Africa, and also we have other 2 that we add towards the northern side and the southern side. So we have said that the major latitudes in the major latitude in Africa is equator, which is 0 degrees, runs from west to east. And number 2, we have what we call the Tropic of Cancer. You can see it. It is 23.5 degrees north. Then we have Tropic of Capricorn. It is 23.5 degrees south. We have the Arctic Cycle, 66.5 degrees north, and the Antarctic Cycle, which is 66.5 degrees south. Now, the question comes like this: the main effect of the latitudes. We see that this one influences what you call a climate of a place. But now the latitudes are different. Number 1, in fact, I want to show you the latitudes. We have this figure here. This figure shows what you call latitudes. You can see this. It's a globe. We have the northern pole. We have the south pole. Then we have the equator, which is 0 degrees, 23.5 degrees north. We have 23.5 degrees south, which is Tropic of Capricorn south and the Cancer north. The Arctic Cycle north is 6.5 degrees north, and the Antarctic Cycle 6.5 degrees south. The funny thing with the latitudes, we say that 1, they run from west to east. Also, there are imaginary lines. The number 2, we say that they are parallel. They are parallel, and the one feature among parallel from mathematical concept is that the latitudes they do not meet anywhere. They do not meet anywhere, and that's why we say that they are parallel to one another. Number 2, the latitudes they are in total 180. So we say to the northern hemisphere we have 90 latitudes. The southern hemisphere we have also 90 latitudes. So in total we can say that in the total we have 108 latitudes in the world. The key points to note here that from the equator 0 degrees to the north are 90, I've said so, and from the equator to the south are 90 latitudes. Total we have 180 degrees of latitudes. Together with the longitudes, latitudes are also used to locate places on the map. Remember, those members who pursue what you call they want to be pilots, we must have this one at hand, the latitudes and the longitudes. This is what we use to locate time and also the place of a certain place. Latitudes are also a factor that influences climate of an area. So the main influence of latitudes is climate of a certain area. And we said the main influence of longitudes is what you call longitudes, they influence time. So these are the major longitudes. You can see, if I can zoom the 2 globe, these are the major longitudes. You can see them very well from 0 degrees. You go to 15 degrees east, 30 degrees west to 45. This is how it looks like. They run from the North Pole to South Pole. The funny thing with the longitudes, they are not parallel since they originate from the same point and they meet at the same point. And the major feature of the longitudes is that they are not parallel lines. They are not parallel lines. and also you can see how they are. Now we have what you call the countries crossed by the equator, countries crossed by the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Equator, we have Kenya. In fact, we say that we have a song that sings like this: Gabon, Congo, DRC, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, crossed by the equator. Then we add what we call the Sao Tome Principe. Gabon, Congo, DRC, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, crossed by the equator. Then Sao Tome Principe. Then Tropic of Cancer, we have Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Mali, Mauritania, Western Sahara. Those are the countries crossed by the Tropic of Cancer. And also finally we have what you call countries crossed by the Tropic of Capricorn. We have Mozambique, we have Botswana, we have South Africa, we have Namibia. In fact, we have forgotten, we have also what you call Madagascar. We have what you call Madagascar. So those are the effects of the latitudes and the longitudes that we have in Africa, that learners should be prepared well now, so that once the paper comes by the end of this year, God willing, my learners in grade 7 now going to grade 8, be prepared for this. And even those members who are coming, the CBC, I've seen this one in grade 8, social study for grade 7, for those members who are pursuing the new curriculum. So we shall continue learning together, and for now, may God bless you. Another clip is coming very soon in the next